So I think Kartika, is they done with any assignments?
No, sir, no. Assignment, no, sir, but assessments we have done yesterday, sir.
Assessments they have done. Okay. Oh, about to give that assignments, but I couldn't give. Okay, fine. So what I can give here is like I can give for assessments. Let them start with the assessments. In case of any queries or people, you can come and get back to me during our session so that we can work you on that. So we'll work. Okay. Right. So fine. So I'm just sharing my screen to for the model. Before I start, do you have any other concerns for week 1 and week 2? Do you want to explain anything? Do you have any other issues where I can go ahead and go for a week 1 or 2, which is you haven't understood? So you know what we did for week 1 and week 2? We are done with the basic introduction, creating and closing up files, tabs and groups, editing data, formatting. This is what we have done. Any issues on this, please let me know. So this is for week 3, and if possible I can do it for week 4 also. Is very easy. So we can do this also. So we can go 1 week ahead. It's not an issue. We can go ahead and do it. Okay. Let me start with week 3 first. Let's. I think we already done this, but I can show with the characteristics of the set. Okay. Right. Okay. Any issues? And before we start. Great.
So we'll be looking for logical functions, different various types of logical functions like if, nested if, and, or, not. Let's see those one by one. But before that, I'll show how to go for it. There are some characteristics of a cell. What are the different types of data a cell accepts? You can see on the screen. A cell can accept a text, a number, a Boolean expression, an error messages, a function, a formula, anything. So what are the different ways you can find out? When you type some text, like say if I say this is a text, it goes on the left hand side. If I type some number, it goes on the right hand side. Whereas if I type some Boolean expression, it comes in the middle. Similarly, if I type here something as false, it comes in between. So that is a position by which you can identify whether it is a text or a number or a Boolean expression. Similarly, if I type some error messages, let's say I'll say as 1 divided by 0, so I'll obviously get an answer as something not is required, equal to 1 divided by 0. Once I press enter, you can see the position of the error message in between, neither on the left and neither on the right. So these are the characteristics of the text which you enter or the data which you enter in a cell, and with the help of that you can find out. I hope you understood. That's all for this video.
My name is Ariel, and I just started my first job at...
Okay, this is what he's talking about. So when you type text, it comes on left. You type true, it comes in middle. When you type false, it comes in middle. When you type number, goes on the left. And when you go some function, like when it is not able to do it, then comes in the between. So this is what he was asking, or like he was telling us to do, just right? Any questions on this? Just kind of function, what kind of logical function, whether it is a text or whether it is a bulletins or whether it is a number, just want to identify. So next, cell reference.
As a project manager. When I was a student, I'd write long essays that...
In this video, we'll be looking for cell reference, different types of cell reference, like say relative reference, absolute reference, and some more advanced mixed reference. Let's see that. I am on the sheet, let's say relative reference. I have some data, let's say month, total income, total expense, and the net income. I can get a net income which I subtract expenses from the total revenue. How do I do that? It's a very simple formula, equal to, I'll subtract cell number B3 minus cell number C3, and I'll press enter. Now when I press enter, if I drag down all the cells, the formula will be copied like this. And if I just double click on any cell, what is happening is, it has taken the relative reference, what it was done previously. It has subtracted the B3 cell number from B3 minus C3. Similarly, they have done as B8 minus E8. If you see, here also B7 minus C7, B6 minus C6. So as you go in the horizontal or vertical manner, the formula gets copied accordingly. So that is what we call relative reference. But now let's see, I'll give you a shortcut method how to go for it. Suppose I have selected this entire column. Imagine you have 1000 cells, and if you type a formula in just one cell, you don't have to drag again. So first step is you have to select all the cells, type equal to cell number B3 minus cell number C3, and you don't have to press enter, you have to press control enter. So once you press control enter, you see the formula is copied in all the columns. In short, if I say in selected cells, so I've selected like say 5 to 10 cells, in all the 10 cells the formula is copied. So control enter, you can use the function or shortcut key. Next I have, that is absolute reference. In this absolute reference, if I use the formula, I have some data. If you see the name, the grades and the percentage. John has 85, Rita has 65, Nita has 75. Now if I want to calculate percentage out of 100, if you see 85, 65, so I'll type here equal to cell number B4 divided by cell number B3 and I press enter. So if I want to see the formula, I have to press control tilt from my keyboard. Tilt, if you see on the keyboard, that's 1, 2, 3 on the top if it is enter. On the left hand side of the one, you have this tilt key cursor. So you have to press control tilt to see the formulas. If you don't understand this shortcut key, what you can do is I can give you a longer key, how to show and hide formulas. You can go to this formulas tab, and if you see on the right hand side, there's the show formulas. Now if you keep your cursor on this place, you can see the shortcut is given as control tilt. There's a tilt option given. If I click on this, hide formulas. If I click on this, show formulas. Now what I'll do is I'll just drag down this cell and see whether the answers are getting copied or not. Yes. And I'll say as show hide formulas. Now if you see, it's saying as 85% absolutely correct, 76 it's something sounding not correct, 115, 113, 112. If I have 95 scores, so I should have 95%, but it's showing something wrong answer. What's the problem here? Let's see, let's find out. If I double click, what is happening is it is dividing B8 by B7, that means it is taking the relative reference. But I do not want B8, I want cell number B3 to be fixed. What I can do is, I can make cell number B3 as fixed. How do I make it? I'll just keep my cursor here. When the cursor is blinking at this place and the red corner B3, press F4 from my keyboard. So once you press F4, that cell has been locked. And you can just press enter key. And now what you can do is, you can just drag down the entire cells and see. If there's a 95, I should get 95%. If it is 85, 85%. Let's see what is the function copy. And so on. So this cell I have made as fixed. So this $P$3 is known as absolute reference. I've written here for your reference, absolute reference. We have seen the relative reference, absolute reference. Let's see next.
Okay. So what have we understood from this? So name, marks in percentage. This is the first one. And I can take a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 1. Okay, the first one what we have seen here is it's a what we called as RR, AR and MR. It's a relative reference, absolute reference and mixed reference. This is relative reference, this is directly you will get it. For example, I want this equal to this minus of this. If you put it, you get the number. Put drag it, you can drag it. Okay, you can drag it. Or you can do whatever you want, you get the number. This is a total, this is the formula. Okay, and here name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 4, 5. So marks is 80, 85, 90, 95 and 100. For example, I want in percentage and maximum percentage is 100. I want to find out what is the percentage. So what it will do here is this divided by this. See, always the cell will move like this. Okay, if you put there, it will go to the next cell. Okay, but this F140, it will go in row as well as in column. One cell, whatever you do. Now if you see, it will fix 90 and the third one. If you go, it will fix value as the next reference. So what we have to do here is, we need to fix this value. That means F2 also can give or control tilt. Under the escape there is a function called tilt, that you can see that. Or you say that formulas, show formulas or hide formulas. There is also do. So what you can do here is, so F2 when it is blinking, press F4. It will lock the cell. Okay. So what I'll do here is, I make it the percentage. If I do, then automatically the cells will lock. See here, the 100 is constant. This all will be moving up. That's why if you don't lock it, then it goes to the next cell, next cell, next cell, next cell. Got it? This is, we call it as which reference? Absolute reference. Okay, that is the relative reference. Yeah, absolute reference. Correct. This is the relative reference. Directly you are getting. You can drag it out. So what you can do here is, you can select it. Okay, you can select it equal to this minus of this. Put enter. Entire thing will be formulated. Select it. That is also one of the way. So this, when you put a percentage having one cell is constant, then you can do. Then mixed reference is totally different. We can see what is mixed reference.
Which we have, that is what you call mixed reference. A small table where I am showing you multiplication, row headers 10 to 50 and the column headers are 1 to 5. What I want is, I want to multiply a row with the columns and get the answer. For example, I want to multiply I get a 50, 70, with 2. How just have the C equal to multiplied by cell number, let's say C5, and press enter. So I've got the answer 10, which is correct. And if I drag down, it's showing something incorrect answer. Let's see what is the problem here. I'll go to this formula and I'll go to this show formulas. Now if you see what it is doing exactly is, it is multiplying this cell number BC. I'll press Control Tilt from my keyboard.
The video is not playing properly.
Sorry guys, I got a call. That's why I just connected. So I just, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm just showing my screen.
Let's find out what is the problem. I'll press Control Tilt from my keyboard, and if you see, if I keep my cursor here, what it is doing is it is multiplying relatively the next cell, that is C7, with this C5 dollar. If I keep my cursor, we just focus on the blue line. This is the blue line, and this one has the red line. What exactly has to be done now? So what if you observe carefully, in this column, I want to multiply B6, B7, B8, B9, B10, right? So if you observe the word, the thing is B is common here. So what I'll do is I'll lock the B column, right? So I'll first delete this and equal to this cell number, and then lock this B column. How do I lock it? This way. So $B6. Why $B6? If you observe B6, B7, B8, B9, so rows are changing, 6, 7, 8, 9, B is common. And here, if I do the second option, multiplied by this cell number, and if you see, I want to multiply C5, D5, E5, F5, G5. So 5 is common in entire all the rows, but if you see the row, the columns are changing. So what I'll do is I'll lock the record. So how do I lock record? Press F4 from a keyboard twice, and see $5. Wherever I put a dollar, if I put a dollar before 5, that means the row is recorded. That is locked. Now C is open, C6, C5, D5, E5, that is entirely open. That's all. So that is the formula by which you can get the answer, and I'll press enter. So I'll just drag down on the right hand side and I'll drag down at the bottom. Right now I'm able to see all the formulas. Let's see if I hide the formulas by clicking on this show formulas. Now if you see 50 into 5, which is 250, you see the answer is correct. The red color is shown here, that's this cell is selected. Similarly, the blue color is selected. Now similarly, if I click on this cell, if you see the red one and the blue one, which is absolutely selected. So mixed reference is a bit difficult, but it's very easy to understand, right? And you can see here relative, absolute, mixed reference. That's a topic which can go for it. This is rarely used, but morely we focused on the relative and absolute reference. And here's the example for mixed reference. Similarly, the columns are locked and the rows are locked. So I hope you have understood here how to go for relative reference, absolute reference, and mixed reference.
Okay, so this is what he is talking about. So I think here, so for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need a total. Okay, so I want to multiply this into whatever this, it's 10. When I go for next one, it's keep on going on the next. So what we are trying to do here is, okay, so which is common, okay, which is common here equal to this into this, which this is, I need to go for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So which number is common over here is 156. So I cannot go for 156. So F4 I press, see, you can see F4 second time. Okay, so here also F4 I need only for the common thing is D. Okay, let me check whether it works out whatever I did, or so it's taking up only which references. I did something wrong. Okay, it's moving up. Okay, so it's not E, so it should be F4. Only for C it's F4. Okay, and here F4 it's only for 155. Now you can see. Can you see the differences now? So it's picking. So the reference is nothing but we want which to be locked. C column, the number 157 should change and C should be locked. Okay, here 155, that is the F. The number that 155 is nothing but 3 should be locked. And here the same thing. So it should be the mixed references, both references. This is what he is explaining. Right? Guys, you got my point? Any doubts on this?
No, sir.
No.
This is okay. So this is what we have seen here, like for characteristics of the cell, cell reference, and speak cell. Next, we'll go for the speak cells. Okay.
That's all for this video.
Our son Vihan, he's good at studies. But one thing that he always struggled with was
In this video, we'll be looking for speak cells and few options which are given here on the screen if you see. Now let's see what is that one by one. Speak cells means the whatever text is written in the sheet and pixel will speak for you. Okay, so what you can do is you can verify and soft copy to that hard copy. If that text is written in a paper or somewhere, you can just keep on asking and take one here. So let's see what is that. Now, speak cells is the option which is hidden at the back end. Now we need to bring it at the front. So the place where I can bring this is this place, that is quick access toolbar. How do I bring it? Is here. So I'll go to file and I'll go to this options. In this option, you see I have this quick access toolbar. In the quick access toolbar, there are many commands which are hidden. So I click on this option, I say I want all the commands. So in all the commands, you have to search for speak cells. I'll go down till I get speak cells. So speak cells. So there are 5 options. Speak cells, stop speaking cells by columns, by rows, and go on enter. Let's see that. First, I'll take all the 5 options on the quick access toolbar by clicking on add. Cursor goes next place and click on add. So you see all the 5 options are added. These options are will be present in the quick access toolbar at the top. Once I click on OK, you see all the 5 options are added. Now what is the beauty of the speak cells? Now you'll understand. I have written the text in cell number T1, left, right, and bottom is text. And if I click on this option as speak cells, what happens? I'll keep my cursor again. So what it has done is, it is reading the text for you so that you can understand what it's written, or you can just verify that. But if I keep my cursor at any place where there is a text surrounding, like on the right hand side at the bottom, what it does is, if I click on the speak cells, so I'll ask you to stop speaking cells. On a text like this, it will by default start reading horizontal manner. So horizontal manner sits this way, it will start reading. But if you don't like, you want him to ask to read in the vertical manner, what can be done is, you see here, on the top if you see options, I'll just keep my cursor. This is the option. That is speak cells by row. By default it is selected. Now you don't want by rows, you want by columns. So you see there's an option on the left hand side that is speak cells by column. So what I'll do is I'll select that option. So once I click on that option, now henceforth if I ask him to speak cells, what it will do is it will start reading vertically. I'll just keep my cursor in this place like this and I'll click on speak cells. So it will start reading in the vertical manner. Speak cells. Vertical manner. So I'll click on stop speaking cells. If you do not like, you can just click on this stop speaking cells, so it will stop automatically. Now what is the beauty of this concept is, I repeat again, if you have something written on the soft copy and if you want to verify with the hard copy written on a book or somewhere, so you can just keep on tick marking and this person will speak for you, so you can verify that thing, whatever is written. Now the last option which I have is speak cells on enter. So whenever you type here, let's say if I type here something, tutorials point something, for that I'll select this option that is speak cells on enter. So I have to select that option. Yeah. So cells will be spoken when I press enter. So now if I type here Pune and if I press enter, see what happens? Yeah. If I type here again and I'll press enter. Right. If I type here something, press enter. Right. So that is speak cells on enter. So these are all the 5 options available. According to your convenience, you can use the options, right? So I hope you have understood the options for speak cells by rows, columns, and enter. That's all for this video.
Okay. So this is what he is explaining. Okay. Find, trace, remove, function, text, logical, sum. This is the thing, right? So what he is trying to say here is you have to go for Excel options. Okay, advanced. I think we need to go for add dependence, right? Customize.